जगद्गुरुवे शरणं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानि आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः नमः परमर्षि. So after a long time today is a discussion in English. So if there is a need, there is a request, I would do this in Tamil as well later. So today's topic is something about our inward journey, going inside, diverting our Shraddha inward. So it's about that. We know this is a must, but we often don't know why and how. So we will be covering a little bit of that area in today's discussion. And as always, it is nothing to do with my own preparation or thoughts. It's all learnings and teachings from Keno Upanishad. All right, let's get to the subject. To start with, the question to ask is, how far are we from ourselves? Do we really know? So to illustrate this in a very different way, we had Tamil Siddha Sivavaki Siddhar's song, Odi 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 Utkalanda Sodiyai Nadi 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 Natkalum Kadandu Poi. So that song says, why are you going everywhere and elsewhere to realize the Brahman? What about within you? So that's exactly is the subject now. So the Upanishad says, Atman is so close to us, so close, even closer than we ourselves to our body. Even if we lose ourselves, Atman is not going to lose us. So we often realize after a deep sleep, we wake up and come and say that I had a fantastic, peaceful sleep. I slept like a baby, right? So that is nothing but the realization of our own Atman. I will come to that subject of why do I say that, right? So Bhagavad Pada says, terms a coin there as adhishtanam for this state. Adhishtanam is nothing but a sanctum sanctorum, like a place where the real important things, like for example, Sadashiva Brahmendra's Jiva Samadhi, so that is adhishtanam. Right? So our Kadappai Sri Paramahamsa Sachidananda Yogeshwara's Nirvikalpa Samadhi is an adhishtanam. So Swami says here that adhishtanam is realized when I was in deep sleep. Why not in Jagradas? Why only in Sushupti? And how do I get there? So how do I get there? To be there, one should get really tired of all the fascinations of seeing something beyond you as a great thing always. There's nothing beyond the Atmanyanam, the thirst to know and realize your own self. So aspirations should settle. Again, here oftentimes people mistake that and say, hey, I am in this Karma Yoga and you're saying all these things and you ask me to go as sannyasi. No, definitely. None of the scripture says one has to go sannyasam to realize all these things. The biggest and toughest achievement and greatest achievement is being in this Karma Yoga and try to practice what is said here. So it's always touch and go attitude is what we need to have. Should never get deep into all this bandha moksha, like our Swami says. So You do the karma yoga, you earn what is needed to run the life, you keep everyone around happy. There's nothing wrong in that, but don't get tied into that. Don't think that's the only thing. That's all about it. So come out of the bhavaroga. Bhavaroga is want to become something, the being in the thought of becoming. In that state, we lose the current existence, is what the Upanishad says. So how do I feel that adhishtanam in my shushupti? It's just simple, because we are not taking anything with us. Wherever you go, we take something with us. Our headphones, phone, charger, cable, some snacks to go with, some compass, some travel shoes and everything. But when you go to the Shushupti state, wherever you are, whatever you are, we take nothing, including that I is avoided in the Shushupti. Absolutely nothing we take along with us. All the pride, all the positions, all the ego, and all the properties, wealth, everything is nullified there. So Upanishad says that is a Sat Vastu. So this is kind of a gift given by the Brahman, like a glimpse for us to realize. So once we have that taste of it, we should eventually practice it in the mind. Manana nididhyasana has to happen. So there's absolutely no displeasure in the sleep, which is absolutely the Atman. Atman and displeasure can never happen, because it's Sutta Chaitanya, right? Here, all Dvaiti becomes Advaiti. I am not saying this. Kena Upanishad says. Because there's no duality. Everything becomes one. Advaitam Shivam Shantam. There is no God, Deva, nothing. So we always, when we wake up, we tend to compare the deep sleep and waking state. There's only shunyam in that. So a classic example would be the alarm clock. When suddenly the alarm goes on, we realize it's just 2:30 a.m. Feels so good. Oh my God, another 3.5 hours. It's not just the sleep. You're enjoying that center in you, enjoying that center in us. We need to keep reflecting on this until we get to the state. These are the things that we need to reflect on. The center in us which relieves from all holdings of us. So Jnani says we can attain that while we are awake. Nitya Shuddha Bhukta Mukta Swarupa. So when there is a yearning to attain this state, we will definitely meet our Guru. So is that Guru going to do a magic? It's like a switch on a button and invoke this something in you? No. The Guru will impart this knowledge, this very thought in us. For some people, reading a book will invoke. Some people, listening to things will invoke. For some people, the Guru has to tell, this is what it is. So Guru is what? Just taking you out of the darkness and show the light, right? Guru means that. So when we see our Guru, we feel that thing is within us as well, the state of Jnani. In that Upanishad, there is one line says, Achalam Shivam Ichannu. Shivam is Atman. So where all this is there in the silence, in the inquiry, the self-inquiry, the interrogation, the classics from Ramana. So you always go ask question to Ramana Maharshi. He just asks the question back to us. There is no answer. There's no direct answer. Mauna Vyakya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam. So that is what it is. Self-inquiry. And we have to answer that. Right? So that is what is the concept completely here. And how do I do that, practice that? So when you sit for meditation, not only meditation, when you are quiet, when you relax, when you just have some time, think about your Atman as a lit up lamp, the flame that dancing subtly, right? This left and right is slowly moving. That is like a small chalana. So that invokes, that gives words to that thought that we are having in our mind. So that's very thought that is happening in us, and we give the word form to that, and the speech starts from there. So why Upanishad specifically talks about this? Because you need to identify the source, and this is the source you need to intuitively understand and put a stop right there. This is how we can start practicing in Jagrata Avastha. And slowly and eventually we will get there, definitely. If not 100% what we felt in the Sushupti, still we can make a very good progress. Right? So inside the sleep, what happens? How do I feel that? All Mano, Indriya, Chitta, everything is settled as Ekapindam, which is simply, you can term it as Advaitam. Like I said earlier, it's like a small gift as a glimpse that we get from God, the Brahman. It's like the ghee in the milk, in the subtle form, the fire in the firewood, right? However the state changes in our life, still that aham is continuing with us. Continuing. Aham, nan, I, right? So with extreme shraddha, this has to be diverted towards the inside. That is stressed very clearly in Kenopanishad. If one's drishti becomes jnanam, this jagat becomes brahmamayam. Right? We spend a lot of time in understanding everything else but not about us. The self-inquiry is missing. What is this I? Where is this Purti? What is the Swarupa of Jivam? More and more and more inquiry on above will make us realize some point in time it's all nothing but Paramatman. How to search? How to be in that state? How to get to that state? We have to replicate what happens in the sleep. All Mano, Indriya, Chitta is settled as Ekapindam. Similarly, we need to close all of 5 senses. Close the mind energy. So close all 5 senses. Is it very easy? No, it is not easy. Nobody is asking you to do it overnight. That is why our culture had lots of ways, preparations. Like before you get to a trekking, what all things that you need, you buy sunscreen, lotion, this and that, shoes, blah blah blah. Right? Likewise, we have practicing fastings, vairagya. So we need to really understand why are we fasting to practice the vairagya. For what? To take control over senses, not to get addicted to our senses. That is the real essence of doing fastings and other things. So, and that directly correlates here in this overall holistic concept what we are talking about. So, close all five senses, like practice Mauna Vrat to control your thoughts and become silent. Practice fasting to control your taste senses. Likewise, we have to go behind all of these and try and close all five senses, close the mind energy. So in this, they also refer Manas as Amba. It has both the energies, creating and destroying. Samhara Shakti, Shrishti Shakti. So these are two forms of energies that we have. So, like we started with that example of Deepa Jyoti, start to listen to where is this mind, the thought start. Just start inquiring that I Vriddhi, the Chalanam, where it starts, why and how it starts. So it's high time we have to practice, because we always have only practiced sending this mind outwards, and now it's time for us to divert with Shraddha this towards inside. Only then this manas will get a strength to settle in the Hridaya. This is how it is ending in the Upanishad. Such a beautiful thought, and it encompasses and connecting a lot of dots that we have learned, read so far or heard. Such a beautiful thing we need to ponder upon, think a bit closer and start practicing. Realize that, start inquiring how far are we from ourselves. That's the most important thing. And keep recollecting, refresh your memories about your sleep. And especially to note a state where from a waking state to slipping into the sleeping state. What happens at that point in time? That's a fantastic experience, and you can share whatever the experience you get. Again, let me end it by saying there is nothing beyond Atmanyanam, and the thirst should be there always, and aspirations should settle, and we should come out of Bhavarogam. This becoming state should reduce and start experiencing our current existence, and realize that we are not taking anything with us. Jai Namah Paramarishim Gurubhyo Namaha.